I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to be talking about stories. Do you like to tell stories? I think most of us do. We love to tell them and we love to listen to them. And why are they important? They're important because they entertain us. But not only that, we can also give a message with the story, just like in the Bible. And when we tell stories in our speeches, they help us to make a point and then have a call to action. But you don't have to give speeches. Stories can be told to your children, and they are very important because they will remember your stories, and your stories can be your legacy. And those stories include your life. What were you like? Your struggles, and what caused you to be who you are now. That's why they are very, very important. And I remember when I was growing up, about 7 years old, I loved to tell stories. I invented them. I made them up most of the time. I told a story about a goat that had three eyes. I told a story about a flying witch that came to town and we all had to hide. And all the kids that were about my age were looking at the sky all the time. I had so much fun. But how can we tell a story better? What is the best way to tell a story? I'm going to give you a few tips today. And I think we covered some tips a long time ago. But let me repeat them here. The first one is be succinct. Just stick to the story and to the message and make it as short as possible. Don't deviate with other things. We have that tendency all the time. Then create curiosity at the very beginning. When you create curiosity at the very beginning, then the listeners are going to pay more attention. And of course, create a conflict and escalate that conflict. When you create that conflict and then escalate it, it makes it more interesting. The people start listening to you. And of course, it's always useful to include some dialogue that, on the different characters and make up the voices. That also makes the story more interesting. It's a little bit more difficult, but it pays to do that. And of course, never forget to give your message and also to your point. Make sure that whatever message you want to give, the story corresponds to that message, is congruent with that message. And there are more tips, these are the most important. So the next time you think about telling a story, think about all these tips. And if you can't, tell a story anyway. They're interesting to have, and people will listen to you. But little by little, just think back about these tips and try to use them. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow again. In the meantime, stay safe, stay proactive. Goodbye.